One can only build as high as the foundation is strong. Next, we're going to work on your foundation. With all this knowledge you've cultivated over the series, from the first phase of leaving the land of lies, stepping out of the dark and into the light, the right, the truth. And in this truth, you've been digging to expose the root, these core issues. And then you took on the fight. Why did we have you do all this work? Why did we have you answer all of these intimate questions? We did it so you can arrive here. It's for the simple reason. In order for the foundation to support what is being built on top of it, the footings must be deep, they must be wide, and they must be reinforced to withstand all this outside and external force over its lifetime. This is what has led us to this next phase on actually building the foundation. If you really want to take a look at the power that we've pulled from this in just these few small trainings, where before the fear and the anger and all the other emotions, where you were living in this reactionary state and chaos, you now know how to harness that and to transfer it from the addict self and to come over to the recovery self. And by handing over the keys to this new driver with this new guidance system of what you are wanting and where you're wanting to go, and clearly seeing where you currently are, now you are able to fully step into this part of the journey. It's time for another story. And this one comes from Iceland, of all places. You know, it's fascinating because there's a lot of documentaries of this process over there. But they found a way to tap into the raw power of volcanoes and the heat and the movement that's happening underground. And by understanding how it works fundamentally, they've been able to build multiple foundations that take this raw and unharnessed power and actually convert it into power that they can go ahead and put throughout their entire country. It's no different than what we're talking about here. There's no need to cut the volcanoes down because of its raw power or to even fear it. But on the contrary, by tapping into that power, like we just did in the fight, we can transfer that energy into a source that serves the greater good. It's ironic because it's even called clean energy, and we're working on having a clean lifestyle. What would the possibility be for you when you learn to convert the chaos into the clarity and to use the power of the dark and actually transfer it into the light? As you learn how to build this foundation, trigger by trigger, habit by habit, story by story, day by day, you begin to see life through a completely different lens as the shame and blame begin to melt away. It is in this very work where you begin to find yourself less reactionary and living in a space of peace, a space where trust is restored. Relationships, they're just not repaired, but they begin to flourish. And as cheesy as it sounds, like every Hollywood movie where there's always the part where we all cheer for the underdog and how resilient they are. And for some reason, it's always after their previous loss, that epic loss, that they come back stronger and faster and even smarter than before. You see that hunger in them as the Eye of the Tiger plays during that epic training montage where Rocky comes back and wins after that big loss. Everything that is strong is forged under this pressure. But you must first build the foundation. You must pull from your why. The foundation is found in the repetitions. It is built by doing the work over and over again and again, day after day. So it's time, again, to begin the work to build this foundation. So let's go ahead and jump right into the next set of questions to start to expose this. What are the triggers that keep setting you off? I'm talking about the triggers that continue to pull you off course. Who could you be if these triggers were no longer affecting you as much as they had in the past? When triggered, what are the first few thoughts and feelings you have in relation to those triggers? And then from there, what are the stories that you create surrounding these triggers? What's the internal narrative? Now, I want you to go ahead and put yourself in the other person's shoes as if you were them. Not thinking like you in their shoes, but actually thinking like them in their shoes. What do you think their story is and what they're feeling? What do you want in this situation that would change how you currently feel? And finally, what action can you apply today to actually change this?